So, are you ready for your last act? Yes. Right, well this man, I saw him in Sunderland recently and he went down an absolute storm. Sunderland wasn't ready for him yet, because this man's prison sexy. And he knows he is, and he tells us he is, so he's out to try some new material on you today. He's quite new to the game, so put your hands together for Mr. Paul Brett.
Thanks very much. I'm slightly nervous right now, and I always like to ask you to do me a favour, you know, something weird at the beginning so I know you're with me, so are you going to do me a favour? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine I have hair. To about here. Are you imagining? Yeah. Now I want you to imagine that hair is flowing as I stand on a windy mountaintop, bare-chested, with a falcon. Thank you. Right, so yeah, not particularly good, not particularly entertaining, not particularly anything. But, hello? Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear me. But I really don't care. And I don't think you should either. I'm a heart on my sleeve kind of guy, you know. If I'm feeling something, I'll say it, you know. And I fucking love you. I want to put a baby in you and have it aborted. Now see, she's turned on by that because it shows love, shows passion, and the abortion part shows practicality. So yeah, I'm very aware of my appeal, you know, everybody's got their own appeal, I have my very own sex appeal. I'm a nice guy generally, but that's not what the ladies come made for, you know. If you want a nice guy, a polite guy, you go for you, right? You know, you're nice, you're friendly looking, you know. Women look at me, they expect a certain thing, you know. They expect if I come back to your house, shit is gonna go missing. You know, I have to steal shit, like, if I have sex, right, the next morning I have to at least take a toaster, you know. Like, every now and again, you know, I remember I was in Sunderland, my freshers week, I'm talking to a woman, we go home, we're in the, what I can only describe as throes of passion, and she turned to me and asked me the question no man is ready for: will you throw me through the wardrobe? Now I did what any man here would do. I said okay, but I have to go to the bathroom first. So I ran downstairs, picked up the toaster and left. I'm struggling to think of anything else that I read. Actually, I just went on Facebook this afternoon and they were like, oh, we've got a spare slot. I'm like, yeah, I'll do some new stuff, and I've forgotten it. Anybody seen my other stuff? Or nobody? Oh well, fuck me, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Anybody?
You're a hero.
Oh, I'm a hero. Oh, thank you, man. Oh, that the rape thing? Yeah, I'll do the rape.
That's why I'm a hero.
Yeah, man. That's right. A lot of you people right now looking at me don't know this, but you're looking at a hero. I was 17. I was working as a builder and chasing the dream of a pro boxing career. I'd get up every day, go to work, train, and come home. The only ember of joy in my life was every night before I'd go in the shower, I'd strip off, insert my copy of Young Right Melon's name, and I'd have a wank. But one night, I came home and was enjoying Young Right Melon's name when I heard a noise. I listened closer. I heard a scuffle. Then I heard a muffled scream. Knowing that someone was in danger, being the hero that I am, I abandoned my wank and, putting on the only clothes I knew I had time to put on, I jumped into my brown caterpillar boots and grey boxer shorts, and I ran downstairs to help. And as I turned the corner, I saw a man with a woman pinned up in the corner. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, standing there. Brown boots, grey boxers, and what can only be described as a raging hard-on. I looked at him, and he looked at me, and then I looked at her, and she looked at me, and then they both kind of looked at each other. It was awkward. And I'd already stopped as I turned the corner, and, you know, I knew I had to, you know, what's the word, be violent. And I'd already stopped, so, you know, anybody who's, you know, started on someone before knows you can't just stop and start and stop and start, you know. You have to stop and start again. So I'd come in the corner, I'd stopped. And I had to start a fight with him. And I had to start a fight the only way I knew how. You know, the way you start when you're in school. I looked at him, he looked at me. Brown boots, grey boxers, raging hard on. And I asked him the only question that will always start a fight. What the fuck are you looking at? Big build-up, not a great payoff, but I like it. I really like it. Gets you fantasising, you know? Who wants to fuck me right now just because of that? Normally one guy at least plays along. You guys are shit, man. Right, okay, I'm recently single, surprisingly. And I've done a lot of coupley stuff with my friends. And with me being single now, I'm officially the third wheel whenever we go anywhere. So I've been doing my level best to, you know, date around and, you know, find someone special, something like that. But I'm not used to the dating game. I don't know the rules. So far as I've worked out, you go, you take a chick on a date, you pay, and any extras, dessert, whatever, she gets herself. Because you're not a fucking mug, right? But I preferred it in the olden days, when I was at school, when you knew what the rules were. You'd take a chick out to the park at night, you'd buy her a bottle of White Stone, because you're a gent, and then you'd take her home. And if she slept with you, you spray painted slut on her door in red letters. And if she didn't sleep with you, she was classy, she was a keeper. If you took her out a second time, and she still hadn't slept with you, she was really classy. If you took her out for a third time, and she still hadn't slept with you, she was a frigid bitch. You spray painted slut on the door anyway. I told everybody you'd shut down. Okay, I'm gonna go now, but thanks for being nice, bye.